greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. It's me, episode 68, brought to you by my good brother Block Legend 7. Said March would be interesting, and so far I am not disappointed. So, episode 68, man. I have the honor and privilege to have a sit down with a young lady who, to say is amazing to me, would only be insulting to the little knowledge that I have about her. Of course, if you know me, you know I love stories. I love people with awesome stories. I love people. I love just people, period. When I tell you this is the first entrepreneur that I have ran into, especially via this world we call social media, with energy that is so humble, you have no choice but to be interested in what she has for you. And straight up, Breanna Bryson. Helen, born North Texas, but raised and considered the stomping grounds, Iowa. When I tell you this lady is a guru, it's kind of insulting. And that's me having a lack of words with that. Interesting, humble. Her products are what I would consider selfless products. There are businessmen and women who I believe truly get into business for money. And not saying that this young lady is not about her money. It's the fact that everything I have ran into from her, with the little time that I've researched her, which I'm sure she wears many hats, is selfless products. It's to help somebody. It's not just about the buck itself. And that alone was absolutely interesting as hell to me, man. I don't even want to waste time with the introduction. I'm going to bring this young lady up here and we are going to extract some knowledge from the great Miss.
Hi. Hello. Greetings, everybody.
Greetings to you. First and foremost, thank you for taking the time out of what I know is a extremely busy schedule to come and share this conversation with me at the lounge. Like I shared with you earlier, I meant every word. Like right now, I'm calming myself down to even talk with you now, because when I tell you the little information that I have ran into about you and what you do does not match the person I see, if I'm being honest. It doesn't match because you're so humble, you're so welcoming. On top of you're a boss. If I'm just gonna be just plain to say, let's call a spade a spade. So thank you so much, Miss Bryson, for coming to the lounge today. How are you on this Wednesday?
Great. It's a great Wednesday. I'm blessed. How are you?
I am better now. I got Miss Bryson on the lounge, y'all. It's official. It's done. We are living in the moment. I am really excited about this. Like, I am extremely just interested to know your journey, and I'm so glad I met you now, because I just want to see what's next. Because you have so many hats, it's absolutely crazy. I'm just gonna break it down. So again, let's just get into it. It's as you shared with me, born in North Texas, but you're Iowa, straight up and down. Iowa is where you were born and raised, not born.
hmm
So fast forwarding, you are the mother of four. I'm, I can't prepare, Bree. I can't. Is it okay if I call you Bree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Everyone calls me Bree.
okay. I can't prepare. We have mother of four, Larea, oldest, Lyric, second in charge.
Yep.
Then you got Sergeant at Arms, which is young sir. And
Yes.
you have, I like to call Lady Zaza because she is the princess of the princesses.
Yes.
Oh,
She definitely is. She's
okay.
the ruler.
I want to start from the information that I initially got, which was the snippet that I used for the promo for this sit down today, where you shared that you started off as a cosmetology instructor. How did you make the transition from cosmetology instructor into the business guru that you are now? What was that transition?
I feel that transition was definitely not slight. It was something that I felt like I had to do. Being a cosmetology instructor demands a lot of time. It demands a lot of physical time on your feet. It demands a lot of patience. You're dealing with adult children. You're dealing with students that are from the ages of 18 to 50. And it's a lot of work. I love it. Hair is my passion. I had some circumstances that caused me to have to leave the industry, and I'm not able to be on my feet 12 hours a day. But I started when I graduated at 16. I wanted to be an esthetician. I was like, I want to, develop skincare and help people, relax and take pride in their skin and just wear their face. So that's how it started. I wanted to make people beautiful. I wanted to give them confidence. I wanted them to feel better about themselves, whether it be hair, skin, what have you. So I started with aesthetics. I then went into cosmetology. And while I was in cosmetology school, I was contemplating, do I want to do spa business? Do I want to do more science and research, create products? What do I want to do? And I was sitting the fence because it's a very long process. It's 2,100 hours. So it took me a very long time of Monday through Saturday going to school. I was pregnant with Sir during cosmetology school. And then once I graduated, I had more time to think. I was actually the receptionist at the beauty school. After being the receptionist, I was like, I can be an instructor. I can do this. This is something that I feel like I'm capable of doing, and I can bring some diversity because it wasn't a very cultural environment. It was very much, just the plain, okay, here's how we're going to cut, we're going to color, we're going to do this, and learn how to French braid and then learn how to Dutch braid, and that's it on braiding. So I brought some culture, I brought some diversity. And I decided, you know what, I am going to be an instructor. So after completing the prerequisites and spending enough time in the industry, cutting hair, coloring hair, working in salons, things like that, I went back to be an instructor. And I went back to where I went to school to teach. So that's the more interesting part about it. I went from aesthetics student at 16 to cosmetology student in my early 20s to the receptionist at the front desk to the cosmetology instructor who's teaching the hair. And then I was like, you know what? This is something I could really see myself doing forever. I want to develop a curriculum. I want to develop products. I want to be bigger than just the teacher, that's, hey, this is how you hold your hands to cut. This is how you braid. This is how, like, I want to be impactful. I want to be legendary. I don't want to be just the teacher that they remember. I want to be the teacher that gave them something and then gave something to the world that they were able to go out and introduce to other people that would always leave a piece of me no matter what. So that's what got me into cosmetology instruction. Once I was, stumbled upon the circumstances that caused me to not be able to be in the industry, I decided that I was going to go full blown into products. And I was like, do I want to do hair products? Do I want to do body products? Well, the issues I was faced with caused me to have to put chemicals in my body, which I'm very anti. I don't like pills. I don't like medications. I don't like chemicals in people's bodies because one thing leads to another. You take a medication, you're going to have a side effect. The side effect is going to require another medication. All of those medications are going to cause you to have different problems down the road. It's just like a domino
Yeah.
effect. The big pharma is getting their money because you're constantly getting sick no matter what you think you're healing. So I wanted something natural, and that's where the Prolifics brand came from. I have the vegan hair oil, which is non-comedogenic, so it doesn't clog your pores, non-carcinogenic, does not cause cancer, and it's a vegan product. So that's something that I stand behind 100% with all my products, is that they're vegan and it won't cause harm to your natural body. The supplements, the sea moss gummies, contain bladderwrack, burdock root, and apple cider vinegar. So aside from the 92 minerals and vitamins and things like that are provided just solely from the sea moss, you're provided with all of the nutrients from bladderwrack, burdock root, and apple cider vinegar. So you have the natural anticoagulants. Blood thinners can cause you some serious side effects. If you take a natural anticoagulant, you don't have the side effects, you have the remedy. Same thing with the blood sugar. You take all these different metformins and insulins and things like that for diabetes. And if you can regulate your blood sugar naturally with bladderwrack or burdock root, and also by drinking parsley tea, I'll just throw that out there. Parsley tea is a very good anticoagulant, as well as it naturally regulates your blood sugar. So sometimes it's a good thing to drink in the mornings. I also recommend taking the sea moss gummies in the morning because it, one, regulates the blood sugar, helps you to curb your appetite, it gives you natural energy, and it's also going to help you to have those anti-inflammatory properties. So if you have some type of swelling that develops throughout the day, it can kind of stop that from coming on at all. I felt that that was one of my most powerful things that I developed was that sea moss gummy because it's so multi-benefit and it can help so many people with so many other issues. And then they can realize that, hey, there's a holistic way to handle this instead of the pharmaceutical way that typically things are all handled.
That is so, I don't know if you had came in when I said that. That is exactly what I mean by every product that I have seen from you thus far is a selfless product.
Very much so.
And to me, I feel like that's kind of what's missing in business. Everything is so much supply and demand when your business is on standing on something that you support. You prove by obviously using yourself because it's your product. That that's just absolutely amazing to me.
Thank you.
And like I say, tonight is so huge because this young lady has so much sauce. I believe we can drown. I believe we absolutely can drown. So this is just one portion of you,
Yes.
author, life coach.
Yes.
And where I wanted to segue, of course, in is e-commerce guru, which brings me to my question. 3 years going strong, as a person that's new to, which I'm completely new, what is e-commerce and the benefits according to you?
Okay, so e-commerce is basically creating a platform and digitally selling your products. You don't have to have the brick and mortar business and you don't have the overhead that you would have if you had a brick and mortar business. Of course, you're going to have the liability insurance and things like that if you're selling products, especially like myself. You have to carry multi-million dollar policies because these are things that are being ingested. And then I didn't really touch on the Zaza pump, but that's something that's like actually a medical piece of equipment. So you have to carry insurance on those. But e-commerce, aside from, providing the products, developing your brand and creating that platform, you don't have as much overhead because we live in an era where you have to do that anyway. You have to create a digital platform if you do have a brick and mortar business, or you won't have any business.
Yeah.
So it creates that freedom of being able to remotely operate a business solely on the internet. You can go and do other pop-ups. I go to vending events. My kids and I love going out to markets and things like that we're able to get into, and we're fortunate enough to meet a lot of people at those. But with e-commerce, I feel like the benefit is you're global without having a stationed business that's brick and mortar everywhere in the world. You're not just in North America. My products are in China, Asia, Africa. They can be sold in Hawaii, and I've never been to Hawaii. As much as I'd love to go to Hawaii, I've had people buy my products and ship them to Hawaii, and I'm like, wow, I'm honored. I've reached all these places, and some of them are places I've never been. I send a product to Italy, I send a product to the UK, and it's like, these are places that I'm not, but my product is. So that's one of the main benefits of e-commerce is you're automatically global. Your www.whateveryouwantodo.com is where you're going to be selling your products. You don't have to be at your storefront. You don't have to come open the door and unlock it at 8 a.m. It's there 24/7. So you're making money in your sleep. You're creating a platform that's global, so your reach is limitless. You can sell your products wherever you want them to be sold. It's constantly growing, so you can continually change your business by just using your laptop or using your phone. You don't have to be in your business to be changing your business, to be developing and elevating your business. You can be anywhere you want to be doing what you need to do in your business without having to physically go and show up. You can work in your pajamas every day with e-commerce, you know?
Yeah.
So those are some of the benefits I feel like are the most important is you have your financial freedom, you have your time with your loved ones, and it's a minimal sacrifice because really the money that you're putting forth is into the initial development and the initial inventory. And then those dollars are going out to recruit more dollars and bringing back triple, quadruple your money. So you're really not losing. You can't lose. It's
Yeah.
fool, it's recession proof because these are essential products for one. And for two, as long as this website is active, you will make money.
This is a young lady who's not even scraping 40. What else I got to say? Dot, dot, dot. Ain't no point to that. This is so amazing because it takes people years, years to even get something just second nature. And you are wearing multiple hats at once. So what are some of the struggles? Because before you got into e-commerce, you shared that, you've done like the pop out type thing. You've been out, you've done footwork. What are some of the struggles that you've dealt with being a powerful businesswoman?
Some of the struggles are people not recognizing my value because I will go to the trenches, you know. I will go anywhere and everywhere because I feel like I can spread my awareness and I can do the footwork. But there's also people that'll meet you wherever you're at, no matter where you go. I can go to the richest neighborhood. I can go to a very low, neighborhood.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
go to right in the middle. And those people will meet you where you're at, and if you're willing to meet them where they're at, they'll help you do the work. And one of the struggles is a lot of people don't see the value in that. So if they're, in the next tax bracket where you're trying to go, they're looking at you like, why are you over there sitting with those people? Because you can never forget where you come from. Those people are going to be there for you. Those people are going to be cheering the loudest for you. And those are the people that are going to reap the rewards with you if you're anything like myself. If I eat, we'll all eat. Okay, so the struggle I'd say is people not seeing the value or the people that doubt you. There's always going to be that struggle. There's going to be the doubt. There's going to be the rejection. There's going to be, I haven't landed every sales pitch that I've had, but I left with my head up because I got that. I got that sit down with that retailer.
Yeah.
They might not have taken my product, but I made it to there. So I know I can make it to the next one. And when I get to the next one and I get that yes, it might not be Target, it might not be Walmart, it might not be Costco, it might not be Sam's Club. But if I'm selling at mom and pops and Walmart and Target start hearing about it, they might double back. So it's really all about trusting the process. And that's part of the struggle is patience. A lot of people are very impatient and they want instant gratification. They want instant incomes. And it just doesn't work like that. Some of the struggles are understanding the terminology when you're dealing with these people, when you're dealing with banks and lenders to start your business, when you're dealing with the Secretary of State to license your business, when you're dealing with your insurance agent on numbers on how to insure your business. These are all things that you're like, this is new, this is foreign. So the discomfort is a struggle, but it's necessary.
Listen, please say that last part again. Block love to repeat. They didn't hear that. They didn't hear that.
The
Hit them with it.
discomfort is a struggle, but it's necessary. You got to struggle just a little bit, just a little bit. Even if it's a little bit, you got to have the struggle. Because I had also made a post earlier and I said that, I said, a winner is just a loser who never stopped. The people that hate on you, the people that are like, oh, you're a loser. Okay, cool. I lost one, but I bet I win the next one. And that's the mindset you got to keep because it's like you could be a loser. You can walk around with your head down and, oh, yeah, I lost and I ain't going to win. Or you can be the loser that was like, I lost, but what's up next? What's coming? Because something's coming. Something's on the way. I just know I didn't come this far to lose because wait a minute. So that's when I was like, all right, there's the doubt's gone. There's the loss is gone. There's the hurt is gone. And then the initial investments, I was like, okay, those dollars are gone, But then when those dollars start coming back tenfold, you're like, that's what I did it for. That's what I did it for. This is why. This is why I risked it. This is why I was determined. This is why I went so hard. This is why I had to starve a little bit. I didn't starve, I fasted. It helped my focus. Yeah. So I'll leave that there because I'm like, people are like, how did you get through the list of noodles? Okay? Because everybody wants crab legs and seafood and steaks and tomahawks and whatever. But listen,
It wasn't
that doesn't come with
always that.
investing.
Yeah,
That comes with the return.
yeah.
You got to wait on that.
Are y'all getting why this is electrifying for your boy right now? Because as Dylan, being a business owner, period, you have to deal with some type of loss. Have you dealt with a significant loss? And if so, how did you deal with that?
I did. In the very beginning stages, I dealt with some significant loss because I lost focus. I lost more than money. I lost money, I lost products, and I was able to bounce back by just investing more, which I was scared to do because I also was grieving other losses at the time. So it seemed like I was getting hit from every angle. I was taking losses on money. I was taking losses within the family. I was taking losses to my health, myself. I almost lost me. And
Wow.
I'm the most valuable piece of the puzzle. Not to, toot my own horn. I love my children. They're the most valuable pieces of me, but I'm the glue. So I was like, okay, hold on. This is a setback for a comeback. And that's how I had to look at it. I had to look at it like, you know what? I lost a little bit of money. I lost some of those products. It's okay. It's going to come back. Because if it's meant, you just keep going and it comes back. And that's hard. I didn't have this patience in the beginning. I did not
Yeah,
have the patience. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I was frantic. Of course, you sweat. But when you take those losses, you just got to keep going. It doesn't matter what direction you take a loss from. You got to, like you said, consistency. You got to stay consistent. You got to be consistent with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. Like, did this loss break me? No, this loss is going to make me, because everyone has to go through something. If you don't, you won't value what you have in the end. You
yeah,
won't value it.
yeah.
You'll be arrogant. Nothing will matter. You take everything for granted. But if you lose, when you win, it means 10 times more.
I did not know up until this point that there can be a person in the field of business that uses so much reality
Very good.
in what she does. I feel like that is so key. That is key. And you just do it like it it's not, it flows. It absolutely flows. So now let's back up because like I say, this is the e-commerce guru, the life coach. Now I want to reverse and park back to the author. What book do we have? Because I tried to find it, wasn't quick enough, and I did not want to lose focus with the fact that I had the opportunity to have you here. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask her during the show because you ain't got to ask if I'm getting it or not. So bring me to the author side of Miss Bryce.
Okay. So the author side is the very deep, genuine side. It's me putting all my feelings and thoughts and knowledge and things that I want to share with the world on paper. So I am publishing my books myself. That is a very long and drawn out process. I'm in my final revisions of the first book. I jumped the gun because the ebook was approved on Amazon, and then I had to do more revisions on my manuscript for the physical copy of the book.
Okay.
The book is called Gems from a Gold Mine, and it's on building generational wealth in today's generation. And it gives some of the key points that I touched on about e-commerce and my journey and how things looked for me and what got me started and who was there rooting for me and things like that. The title itself holds a lot of significance, and people are like, gems from a gold mine, like, are you boasting or are you being boastful? And no, the name itself comes from my late grandfather's business that is still my father's business. And it is the gold mine. It's called Big Earl's Gold Mine, and it is in Iowa. It is an adult entertainment business. I wanted to carry on the legacy, and I wanted to change the narrative. So that's, kind of the bio to the book is carrying the legacy, changing the narrative, and just, breaking it down. I was raised by my mother and father, who were very ambitious young entrepreneurs. And my grandfather, I was not fortunate enough to know. He passed away in 96. I was born in 94. So the book itself just carries on that legacy. And my first daughter, Larea, is named after him. So it's A. Earl backwards, Larea forwards. And that is very deep. Her birthday is his mother's birthday, who is still alive. She just turned 97, February 12th. So this book is something that it gives a piece of all of that. And it gives a piece of why I go so hard, but I remain so humble. And it just goes into my e-commerce journey, what got me started, what made me nervous, what I was leery about, what works and what doesn't, because I really just want to give everybody a drop of the sauce, because I believe if everyone takes one drop of knowledge from that book, I'll saturate the world. The second book I'm going to write is going to be more about my personal journey through life and some of the humbling experiences that I had. So that one is going to be much, much longer. And that's in the works because I'm adding something to that every day. The book itself just speaks about, encouragement. It gives a couple resources. It drops a couple gems on how to amplify the outcome with e-commerce and things like that.
Not many people can share who they are organically and make that their business.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you're speaking is
Yeah,
you. Like
all of it.
I pick points out of when I talk to people, and there are no nooks and crannies. Just this is Bree. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
It's
This is
opened
you.
up. It's right there.
How do you separate Miss Bryson, the CEO, the author, the life coach, the Jane of all trades, if you will, from Bree the person?
They really all run together. I really don't shut off. I feel like I'm not a machine because I know my limits. And if I don't remember my limits, my health will remind me. But I do, honestly, I feel like when I'm talking with my family or I'm talking with my children, it can easily turn into a business conversation. It can easily turn into a personal conversation if I'm meeting with someone on business. Or, and being a life coach, sometimes I end up genuinely being their friend. There's really not a thick line of separation. I do set boundaries, and I am one of the people that keeps things highly professional when it's time to be professional. But I find, you know, that it's the best to just always be myself, because my dad taught me when I was very young to always trust people to be who they are. You got to trust, you don't have to trust anybody, but you got to trust them to be
That's
themselves.
right.
If I'm being myself 100% of the time and I'm being transparent, I can't lose.
And am I the only one that's like took by her eyes? Like there's no lying to you at all. Now, every guest that I invite here in my questionnaire, I ask an interesting fact about them. And every time, no one has disappointed me, but I think I'm going to be a bit biased with yours and kind of put it at a favorite because of how natural the answer was. When I asked her what was interesting about her, she just basically told me she is a supreme nature lover. She does her best work by the water. I just wanted to get an elaboration of that if I could, as far as your connection to nature, and if you could just elaborate a little more on that interesting fact, because that is absolutely interesting.
Yeah, I feel like when you're at peace, you're the most productive. So I feel like it brings clarity, it brings freedom, and it brings creativity. So if you're able to focus and just feel weightless and feel calm, you're fully in tune with yourself. There's no distractions. I could say I love being in the city and riding in my car, but then you have the distractions of noise, you have traffic, you have lights, you have constant chaos. I
Yeah.
like peace. I value peace. So when I'm by water or I'm walking in nature, I'm thinking, but nothing's stopping my thinking flow. It's just constantly flowing. So that's when I do my best work because I'm like, it's just coming. It's just, it's overflowing at that point because you can hear the water, you can hear the breeze, you can hear the trees. You might be able to hear some animals, but nobody is talking to distract you. No loud noises are being made. There's no sudden movements. There's no, hey, someone walking up and tapping you. I work a lot of places. I will sit out in a coffee shop or, out on a river walk or out on a rooftop and I'll work. But I find that I'm the most productive when I'm just in nature, if I'm just walking or sitting, enjoying the sounds of nature itself. There's no sound like the sound of the earth. It can't be replicated. You could try, but you
Yeah,
can't replicate that. It's authentic.
yeah.
So that's where my authenticity and my genuine feel comes from, is because I thrive off of that. I absorb from that. I see so many things. I've endured so many things. I've came across so many things, but I don't absorb them all. So
Mm.
when I'm able to absorb, I'm able to flow, and it just keeps going.
Knew I had to ask the I needed the elaboration on that because it flowed too quick. I could tell the answer flowed too. Oh, that's like what's your favorite food? Oh, this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that type of answer. You didn't even have to think
Awesome,
about
man.
that.
Now
And
I want to
that
bring.
bring back the business field. Um, in your professional opinion, how important is networking in your field?
It's very important. So there's, the social networks, the social media, and all of that. There's going to different events and, just brushing shoulders with like minded individuals. That's one of the best places to grow your business because if they're not capable themselves, they're capable of giving you the sauce. You might have something they need, they may have something you need. So, really, just getting out there. And I know that e commerce is remote, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a remote or introverted person in doing business. I feel like getting out there is the best thing that you can do, and just using today's technology and finding people that are in the now and working in the same field or doing the same things. Like I said, brushing shoulders with like-minded people is always going to be a win. They may be at a spot where you want to do better. They may be doing better than you. You may be doing better in an area where they want to do better. So finding people that are in the same arena, whether they're selling the same type of products or if they're doing digital products or they're doing physical products, it's always beneficial just to get into connection with those people because that's how your platform is going to grow. That's how your brand is going to grow. That's how the awareness of your product is going to grow. Just like, meeting people on social media and being able to follow who they're following, or they can post something of yours and they can follow you if it's something of their likeness. Like they can connect those dots online, but you can also do the same things out in person. Like with my supplement business, if I'm at the gym and I scan my products onto the TV, people are buying my products that are going to that gym because it's something that's helpful when you're working out. It's something that healthy people want to do, is only ever become more healthy. The same thing with the wireless wearable breast pump, the Zaza pump. If I'm going to lactation walks to support lactation and lactating mothers and lactation journeys and breast milk benefits and things like that, that's a great place to meet them. So you really want to just find your audience and network and thrive off of that.
And again, guys, she's making this way too easy for me because you didn't think I was not, you what? You thought we were going to leave here and I wasn't going to ask about the origin of the Zaza pump? Because again, going back to the promo, guys, when she told the name of her four children, and then of course me being let's say 420 friendly. I'll blame it on that this time. I didn't connect it at first, like, man, that is a nice name, Zaza. Ooh, she has the Zaza pump. Wait a minute. Now I have to know, please tell me the origin of that product because that's absolutely awesome. A product for mothers. Tell me the origin of the Zaza pump.
The origin of the Zaza pump came from pure despair. Let me be honest. I was pregnant during the pandemic with Zaza, and she's 3 now. We breastfed for 24 months. So that's 2 years,
Yeah.
730 plus days, and we were inseparable. And at some point, you have to separate that. And a lot of people would like to pump, and they would rather, detach their child physically and things like that. But at the time when I had Zaza, we were also going through an infant formula crisis. There was just none. The shelves were empty. So
Yeah.
I don't like formula anyways, but I didn't have an alternative to breastfeeding, and my breast pump broke. So I was devastated. I was like, okay, so it's 24/7 latched on to my body, breastfeeding. This is not, oh, I'm going to pump and give her a bottle. She never took a bottle. She drank out of a straw at 3 months old, but she never took a bottle.
Oh,
It was just constant because I wanted to breastfeed her. My pump broke. Couldn't find a pump in the stores. Didn't really want to order one offline. I'm going to make my own, and I'm going to name it after her, because people are going to hear this story about having a child during the pandemic. And then I had COVID at the end of my pregnancy. So the fact that we both made it through that
wow.
is a miracle. I was reading way too much at that point. I had went down a rabbit hole about women with COVID that were pregnant and what was happening to them. And it was scary. Like, I have to give her all the nutrients I can as soon as she comes out. And I did. But then when my breast pump broke, I was like, there's none on the shelf. There's also no formula. Not that I want any formula, because there's chemicals in there I don't know about. But what am I going to do? So out of pure despair, I was like, how do I create my own? How can I do this on my own? How can I create something that other mothers need? Because right after you have a child, many people know you go through postpartum depression most times. Some people handle it well than others. Some people don't experience it at all. But me personally, I felt like that was something itself that was depressing. I can't even feed my child the way that I want to feed my child. So now what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to create a product. What am I going to call this product? And that's one thing people will sit on for a very long time, and it'll have them stagnant in the development phases, is what am I going to call my product? What's going to be catchy? Or her nickname, Zaza. Her name is Zariah, which means God is my strength, because we all know that's how I got through that journey. But
Yeah.
Zaza was her nickname, so that's what I had called the product. I have one right here. Pull
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I feel like it was something that wasn't only for me, it was for other mothers that could potentially have been going through the same thing, and that's how it started. And for people to hear that and be like, oh, you solved your own problem. That's how you become an essential business. You solve a problem.
Yeah.
You give
Yeah.
needed. And we need more breast pumps. And the thing about it was, I was like, okay, they're somewhat affordable, but how can I give this to other demographics where it is not affordable? And so now I'm working on trying to get in with insurances where Medicaid can pay for the Zaza pump. So here's the Zaza pump there. It's wireless, wearable, and this is all hard, durable plastic. It fits all sizes, so you don't have the inserts you would have. And then it has an LED light up here that lights up to let you know what speed you're operating at. And it goes up and down in speed for maximum
This is,
comfort.
again, for those who have just come in, she's only 30. 30.
Yeah.
If this is now, dare I say, I'm afraid of what's next. That is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Thank you.
You are incredible. And as we get down to the nitty gritty, I save my best questions for last. In this portion of the interview, I want to ask you, because there are a lot of people, and my brother, shouts out to Block Legend 7. My brother is big on educating the youth, educating others, assisting adults while educating the youth. So, with that, I want to know from Bryson, the boss, if I'm looking to start a business from the ground up, what type of sauce could you give me to start a business?
I feel like you have to come up with a plan, a strategy, You're going to want to start writing things down. As soon as you do that, then you're going to want to figure out in your state how businesses are regulated, how you can start your business, brand your business. If it's something that's going to require a trademark of some sort, if you're going to need a copyright of some sort, what type of insurance. And another thing, before you start to share what you're trying to develop, I would invest in intellectual property lawyers, or just consult with an intellectual property lawyer, because someone could take the business that you're doing and go and do it before you. And there'll be nothing you can do about it if it's not protected.
Oh wow.
So strategizing, planning, figuring out the laws and regulations in your state, and then moving forward from there, because you want to have a solid plan. Life is all about planning. We can't always predict the outcomes, but we can hope for the best one if we have the best strategies in play. So strategizing, figuring out where to start with, your demographic, what state you're in, geographically where you are, what country you're in, even bigger, and just figuring out how you can start a business, figuring out how to protect your business, and then launching your business. I would get with a mentor if you're feeling very unsure, or just start seeking out resources and things like that. I have a business preparation ebook that goes through all the steps I just listed and then some. And then it provides vendors as well. And that's on my link in my bio, on my link tree. It's at the very top. It says business preparation ebook. So that's a resource that I would highly recommend, not just because it's mine, or contacting someone like myself, because one, I've been verified. Two, I'm not a scam, and I'm not out here, just looking for the dollar. I'm looking to help other people. So finding someone who's willing to help you and be your ally if there's something that you feel like you're unsure about.
And I am in a transition. This is so crazy how I believe the universe brings people together. Shouts out to my brother Block Legend 7 again, because everything you said about your prolific brand as far as uh, the sea moss gummies is what I'm dealing with. Lymphatic nerve damage, constant swelling, little to no cartilage in one knee, no bone on the next, and the same for my shoulders. So I just I say that to tell you how powerful this is to me. This is beyond a interview. This is beyond even meeting somebody. It's almost like a connection that needed to happen, because trust is big, right? Trust is big. So the energy I feel from you, I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna take a chance, it's gonna be with somebody that has that reality feel that you have, that humbleness that you have, and that welcoming feeling that you push out. That's,
Thank
man, you're dope as hell, man. You are you are absolutely dope. I got two more
you.
questions. One is a personal type questions, folks. So forgive me. There's no disrespect ever intended in anything I do here at the lounge. It's just because I want to know the energy you give off, right? The products that you sell, the fact that, oh, and don't forget, guys, I forgot to mention one thing before I say this question to or ask this question. Not only is she a business owner, the second in charge, Lyric,
Mm-hmm.
is a CEO already.
At 9. Yeah.
Again, dot 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 looks.
Yes.
But your energy and your realness led me to want to ask this question, because in life we all know there are things that we would change, things that we might would do different. So I had a way of asking this question. If you could go back and say anything to little Bree, what would it be?
Oh, if I could say anything to little Bree, it would be take your time. Take your time. Because when you're young, you're always in a hurry. And sometimes we crash and burn. So
Mhm.
little Bree had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm being honest, if this is the hard way, I would have needed you for the example when I was coming up.
Right.
What I mean, like you, Teflon. I only know that with two people, honestly, in my life. That's my best friend, Shy Nikki, and my brother, Block Legend 7, where they have that Teflon. The world could be crashing around you guys, and you me, not so much. You know what I mean? I get through it, but I'm the more passionate friend, the more passionate crew member. So some things can get a bit vivid with me. So that was dope as hell, man. And actually, before I ask the final question, I want to know a little more about the life coach, Bryce.
Okay.
Like how what give me some input on that because you got sauce and yo if you're not following her by the time this is over and you haven't done that, just don't talk to me no more. Okay, we're gonna just leave it there. But yeah, put me on the life coach aspect of you.
Life coach aspect. Yeah, so the life I service people in all walks of life. People have consulted with me for their children because I did a Great American teach-in at my daughter's school. So when I did that, I was able to experience all these different children with all these questions about how Lyric started Looks by Lyric, and how could they start a business and where do they start and what is Shopify and how does it work? And I found so much joy in doing that that I opened the door wide open for coaching of children. I've coached people through, loss, grief. I've coached people through substance abuse, just different types of, substances or dependencies and things like that, and taught them how to not only beat addictions, but just to be independent. You don't
Yeah.
have to rely on something to supplement whatever that addiction is. And as far as adults, I've dealt with many adults in different walks of life, and I've dealt with people who are struggling in their relationship. I've dealt with people who were going through a divorce. I can't say that I saved their marriage, but those people are still friends.
Side note, what is your method for multitasking? You can't fit the hats that you have on your head. They don't even fit in the closet at this point. There has to be what is your method when it comes to multitasking?
Organization, choosing different times, different days to do different things. So I'm not saying I'm a life coach on Wednesday and I'm only doing e-commerce on Monday. Obviously, people can place orders 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and I'll be sending packages. And that's something that 9 out of 10 I'm not doing on my own. That's me and my kids sending packages while I'm on my way to take them to whatever extracurriculars while I'm going to meet with a client in the evening so that way they can get their life coach sessions or they can get their one-on-one power hour for mentorship. And I'm just finding time and delegating different responsibilities to those around me. You can't do anything without a village when you have children.
Yeah.
And I have recently figured that out because I'm like, all my kids are different ages and they all require different things. And I want to make sure I'm meeting all of their needs. And I want to make sure that I'm showing up for all of their events and I'm showing up and being present with them every day. And I'm being present for my businesses every day. And I'm being present for my clients every day. And I somehow just find a way to operate like a well oiled machine and just stay organized to where I'm not overwhelmed. I don't find stress or anxiety intruding in my life. If I don't have the time for one thing or another, I will set a time to get back with whatever that is or whoever that is. If something pops up in my email, hey, this person wants this, and this, but this may be out of stock. Okay, I'm going to take the time at this time of day to message that person and let them know your order's on the way, minus one item that I'm out of stock. And as soon as it's back stocked, I'll get it to you. So then I don't get a bad review for a missing product.
Okay.
Or if someone's contacting me, hey, I understand that my session was at 4, but I'm going to be busy until 4:30. Something came up. Okay, I'll take that 30 minutes and I'll go down my extensive to-do list and fit that into that 30-minute slot that I now have free.
You are the piece. You are the you're the top dog.
Thank you.
What is your safe haven? And I don't mean just nature. That's a lot, Bree. That's a lot. And I'm still amazed at the age, right? I do not mean any disrespect by trying to pawn that off. Like, you too young to be thinking like that. No, it's not that. It's just the fact of, wow, this is like meeting an avatar. Like, I've heard you guys exist and now I'm talking to one. With you having that and you're okay, organization is your method.
Yes.
But at the times that are bad and nature doesn't work, what do you have to lie back on? What's a safe haven for you?
I feel like prayer and meditation, finding balance, just stopping everything. Because you can turn everything off. You can disconnect at any point in time. Just like Facebook and TikTok and everything knocked us all off the internet yesterday. I can do that too. I'll just power down. Everything's down. If something goes wrong, because everything's not always right. If something goes wrong, it's just time to turn it off. If I find that I'm lacking in an area, I'll pay it more attention. And most importantly, my kids. If I feel like I'm taking too much of my time and devoting that to, my businesses or, different events and things like that, they can go with me so that they know I haven't forgotten about them. I can take that time and cut all that off and put that on the back burner, and that all can wait, but they won't. So that's it. Prioritize. Strategy, organizing, and prioritizing. And families first. So if that's out of whack, all things are canceled.
I need you to take that list of whatever organizer that you have and add Leezy Jones and Block Legend Sevens as new friends. This, this, I cannot, this cannot be the only time I talk to you. This
No, for sure.
absolutely cannot be the only time
Absolutely.
because there is so much that I can see in you just from what I researched and now this talk. You listen, you are a gem. That book is authentic and I can't wait to grab it. I'm definitely you gonna know when I have it. Because I'm that type. I'll be taking pictures and everything. My final question to you is just simply with all that you have going, what is next for Miss Bryce?
I have a lot of goals. I actually have my goals back here on my whiteboard. I do want to do a little bit of rebranding. I am formulating some more supplements, so those will be on the way. If I'm being fully transparent, I do want to have a larger than just one supplement line, and I want to be able to gain the contracts to be able to receive insurance monies as an over-the-counter medication, so that people are, quicker to consider my product. I'll put it that way. Sometimes the financial standpoint is what causes your audience to shift. So if you could be more affordable or if you can cater to different demographics, I feel like your brand will grow pretty much in every direction. I also have a couple courses that I'm doing, and that's just me being the step on someone else's ladder. I really just want to help other people. So I want to do some aggressive courses, but not aggressive in a bad way. Just like, hey, if you're ready and you're at this point, let's do this. But I'm going to keep them small. I would like to do no more than an 8-to-1 ratio, just so that everyone has my attention. I don't want to do any huge workshops or anything like that. I've done some public speaking, and that was all faith-based events. They don't require any payment for admission. It's just, me speaking and being a vessel.
Yeah.
But I do also hope to do those, no more than 8-to-1 sessions to where I can give people everything that they need. I can answer questions and hopefully build other people up in the business, because I know there's a lot of people that have started, some people that have gotten that, okay, I lost, or okay, I'm not sure what I should do next, or I don't know how to do this part. And I just want to meet them where they're at. So I will have like a short questionnaire upon entry so then I can place the people that are in the same kind of zone together. So then that way, if I have someone that's like, okay, I'm ready for takeoff, I just need help with streamlining because I have more than one thing I want to do. Okay, then we'll work on streamlining together with maybe 4 other people who are working on that. Or we're at the very beginning phases. I know what I want to call my business. I have the insurance. I have my LLC. I have my EIN, but I don't have a website and I don't have any platforms and I don't have any automations or funnels set up. Okay, then we'll start there. So they'll just be different levels where I'm working with different people, I feel like. And that's where I'll be able to target and, like I said, move a little more aggressively in uplifting them in their journey.
More hats, guys. We need more breed.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to put breeze, but it wouldn't have rhymed better. But we'll put the apostrophe S father so we can keep the rhyme portion of it. We need more breeds because this is the fact that you are thriving off of educate. I'm telling you, you've become the second person I know on that level because the first is my brother Black Legend said. And this is why I'm here now. And he gives me more props than I feel I'm deserving of because I'm just a guy that just likes to have a good conversation and meet awesome people. And now I'm on a level of making this something that I had no idea it would ever be. So I'm actually again, I am extremely grateful for this sit down today, and it cannot be the only sit down that we have. I got to stress that. And before we get out of here, I need you to tell these people and tell them the website, Prolific, but I'll let her finish it. Tell them where we can find you, man.
Yeah, for sure. So on my Instagram, it's Breanna Bryson. My link tree is also Breanna Bryson. So on there, I have a link to pretty much everything that I do and everything that I offer. The supplements and everything are on the Prolific's website. So that is also in the link tree. Everything can be found on my Instagram. And that should pop up for anyone that's watching, and then it'll be tagged as well. So that way they can reach pretty much anything and everything that I do, and then they can also reach me personally. I'm pretty good at responding to the DMs.
As you see why 68 was electrifying for me. Like I say, I am lucky. I might just go play the lottery tomorrow because of this luck. It is absolutely breath of fresh air to see someone so youthful with the souls of the people that just want it better for us.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
You
thank
get
you.
what I mean? You know
Thank
what
you. I
they just want
appreciate
it better. No, I thank you because this is huge. I'm excited. Hey, you hear hey, that's the squad in the back. I don't care what nobody say. When they talk, it's time to talk when they want to talk.
it. It's Zaza. She wants
It's the,
quiet.
it is an honor to meet you, as I have heard
Please say hi.
so much about you. You don't have to speak. It is okay. It is okay. I just want to thank you, man. Any final thoughts before we get out of here tonight?
No, I just encourage everyone to keep going no matter where they're at in their journey, because I know everyone has that spark inside of them and sometimes they're just like, hasn't quite ignited yet, but don't let fear get in your way.
So humble. She And on that note, guys, I want to thank Miss Bree for coming in tonight. Thank you again. I want to thank all of you guys that popped in, those that stayed, for tuning in to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. That's me, episode 68, brought to you by Block Legend 7. I got the e-commerce guru on the line. Any
Thank
can
you.
say that. Not many. Not many. Again, I hope you have an awesome night, awesome rest of your week. We are going to keep in communication, man.
Absolutely.
That is my word. That is my word. And Bree, I'm going to end it. I always end it.
All right.
I tell them living off good instinct counts. So always keep your lodge.
Yeah.
Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Peace until the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.